You have been holding something in your body for weeks now, Taurus. That thing you decided was easier not to say. That conversation you keep putting off because the timing never feels quite right. This week, the full moon and Mercury turning retrograde are going to make that silence feel a lot heavier than the words themselves. Mercury turns retrograde around the 30th, and for you this lands right in your communication with people you love. You have probably been replaying one conversation in your head for weeks, editing what you wish you had said or rehearsing what you might say next. This week, stop practicing and just say it. Before Sunday, have the conversation you have been putting off, even if it is messy. Your body has been storing that tension, Taurus. The back ache, the jaw you catch yourself clenching, that is not random. When you swallow words for too long, they settle somewhere. This week, move it out. Go for a long walk, stretch before bed, or just let yourself cry if that is what comes. Before the weekend, do something physical that lets your body release what your mouth has not. Mars is still moving through your sign, and that gives you a rare boldness. You are not usually the one who asks directly for what you want at work. You prefer to earn it quietly and wait to be noticed. But this week, waiting is not the move. If there is something you need, a conversation, a resource, a shift in responsibility, ask for it out loud before Friday. With Mercury turning retrograde, this is not the week to make big purchases without triple-checking the details. You love beautiful things, and sometimes you buy them because they make you feel steady. But this week, pause before you click. If something feels like a deal, read the fine print. Before Wednesday, review any subscriptions or recurring charges you forgot you were paying for. The full moon lands around June 30th, and it is going to light up whatever you have been trying not to look at. Full moons do not create problems. They just make the existing ones impossible to ignore. Pay attention to what feels suddenly urgent this week. That is the thing asking for your attention. And it has probably been waiting longer than you want to admit. Okay, let's get into your reading. Take a breath with me here. Let your shoulders drop a little. This is your space, and whatever pile you choose is going to have something real for you. Your 3 charms this week are the copper key, the cracked mirror, and the burnt match. The copper key is old, a little tarnished, the kind that unlocks something that has been closed for a while. The cracked mirror still shows your reflection, but the crack changes what you see, and the burnt match already gave its light, but there is still warmth left in the wood. Pick the one that pulled you first before you started thinking about it. If you are torn between two, go with the one that made you feel something in your chest. That is your pile. Let's see what wants to come through for you this week. Your first card is Temperance, upright, and I'm placing it down now. This is the card of balance, of mixing two things that seem opposite and finding they actually work together. For you this week, it is about finding the middle ground between saying too much and saying nothing at all. You do not have to explode or stay silent. There is a third option, and it sounds like honesty delivered with care. This card is asking you to trust that you can be both truthful and kind at the same time. Your second card is the Three of Swords, and it is reversed. When this card shows up flipped, it usually means an old hurt is finally starting to heal. Something that used to sting when you thought about it does not hit quite as hard anymore. But here is the thing, Taurus. Healing does not mean you have to pretend it never happened. This week, you might need to acknowledge what hurt you before you can fully let it go. Say it out loud, even just to yourself. Your third card is the Nine of Swords, upright, and I want you to breathe when you see this one. This is the card of anxiety, of lying awake at 3 a.m. running through every worst-case scenario. It is showing up because the thing you need to say is keeping you up at night. Your mind is working overtime trying to control an outcome you cannot actually control. The only way through is to stop rehearsing and start speaking. This week, the conversation will be easier than the anticipation. So here is what your cards are telling you, Copper Key. You have been carrying something that is ready to be put down. The wound is healing, but you are still losing sleep over how to handle it. Temperance is reminding you that you do not have to choose between protecting yourself and being honest. Before this week ends, say the thing. Not perfectly, just truthfully. The relief on the other side is worth the discomfort of getting there. Your first card is the Eight of Swords, reversed, and I am laying it down now. Upright, this card shows someone blindfolded and bound, surrounded by swords, convinced they are trapped. But reversed, the blindfold is coming off. You are starting to see that the thing holding you back is not as solid as you thought. This week, you are realizing that you have been giving someone else the power to decide whether you speak or stay quiet. That power was never really theirs. Your second card is the Queen of Wands, reversed. Upright, she is magnetic, confident, the kind of person who walks into a room and everyone notices. But reversed, she is doubting herself. She is comparing herself to others and coming up short in her own mind. This is you this week, Taurus. You have been holding back what you want to say because you are not sure you have the right to say it. You are waiting until you feel confident enough, but that day is not coming. Say it anyway. Your third card is the Six of Wands, reversed. Upright, this is the victory parade, the public recognition, everyone clapping for you. Reversed, it is the fear that if you speak up, no one will back you. You are worried about how it will land, whether people will agree with you, whether you will look foolish. But cracked mirror, this is not about getting a standing ovation. This is about saying what is true for you regardless of the applause. Here is what I want you to take from this, cracked mirror. You have been waiting for permission to use your voice, and you have been making that permission dependent on other people. The Eight of Swords reversed says the cage door is open. The Queen of Wands reversed says your confidence will come after you speak, not before. And the Six of Wands reversed says stop worrying about the crowd. This week, say what you need to say because it is true, not because you are sure it will be received well. Your first card is the Ace of Wands, upright, and I am placing it down for you now. This is pure creative fire, a new beginning, the spark of something that wants to be born. For you this week, there is something you want to start or say or create that feels urgent. It is not a someday idea, it is a right now idea. The Ace of Wands does not wait for perfect conditions, it just lights. This week, you are being asked to strike the match even if you are not sure what it will burn. Your second card is the Ten of Swords, upright, and I know this one looks intense. It shows a figure face down with 10 swords in their back. But here is what people miss about this card. It is not the beginning of pain, it is the end of it. The worst part is over. Something you have been dreading or dragging out is finally done. This week, you might need to let something officially end before you can fully step into that Ace of Wands energy. Stop trying to revive what is already finished. Your third card is the Three of Wands, reversed. Upright, this card is about watching your ships come in, seeing the results of something you started. Reversed, it is frustration because the results are not showing up yet. You planted seeds and you are staring at dirt wondering if anything is growing. Burnt match, this is not a sign to give up. It is a sign that the timing is not yours to control. Keep going, but stop checking every 5 minutes. So here is your message, burnt match. You have a spark that wants to catch, and you have something that needs to end before it can. The Ace of Wands says start. The Ten of Swords says let the old things stay dead. And the Three of Wands reversed says trust the process even when you cannot see progress yet. This week, say what you have been holding back. Begin the thing you have been putting off, and stop waiting for proof that it is working. The proof comes later. That is your week, Taurus. The full moon and Mercury retrograde are turning up the volume on everything you have been keeping quiet. Whatever pile you chose, the message is the same. Stop rehearsing and start speaking. The conversation will be easier than the anticipation, and your body will thank you for finally letting it out. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself this week, and I will see you in the next one.